Welcome, welcome. I love sleeves. I just love them. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to show you just a really easy sleeve. You can put it on anything. I put on a t-shirt, but you can put on blouses. It can go on anything. So let's show you how. This was the inspiration. Let me show you the photo first. I actually found the dress, went to the store, tried it on, kind of got some measurements, figured out what I like, what I wanted to change, all those kind of things. I'll tell you what I did, and then you can kind of figure out what you want to change. So let's start at the pattern. The pattern I chose was 120. New pattern, it already had a little ruffle at the bottom of the sleeve. So I thought, oh, okay, that's the closest thing to what this is. All I'm gonna do is expand the ruffle. That's it. The fabric, oh my gosh, if you'd told me when I was growing up that I would have Oscar de la Renta fabric, I would have died and gone to heaven, which I still am as an adult. I'm so excited. This is an Oscar de la Renta. We've got it in a couple colors. This is fabric 3099, 100% cotton. It is just luscious. I mean, if you can afford to do a pair of pajamas, I'd highly recommend. But anyway, what I wanted to do out of the blue, this blue, light blue is so popular for spring. I wanted to just pair it with jeans. And I used a scarf to kind of tie it in together. But you can see t-shirt and jeans is just easy and fun, and it's just really simple. If you wanted to dress it up, certainly you could put a little jacket, you know, yada yada. Okay, so we've got the pattern, we've got the fabric. Let's look at the changes I did. Really simple. We're gonna bring on this graphic so you can see firsthand what I did. All the body pieces I left as they are. The pattern itself is long enough for me that I can wear it with leggings. So it goes down far enough. It's a princess seam, fits beautifully. The sleeve has a dart in it, and then it has this ruffle. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna shorten the sleeve. You're gonna bring it above the elbow. As you can see, the seam is above the elbow. So it's above the dart on the pattern. And I did in the illustration, you can see where I shortened it. And the X to the X means that the sleeve to the ruffle, the sleeve portion to the ruffle is a 1-to-1. So you could make it any length you want. If you wanted to make it shorter here, you make the ruffle shorter, but it's just a 1-to-1. And then when you take this particular, this is the ruffle, this is what sews onto the sleeve itself, you just extend those lines, and you can see I'm just extending those lines. Now, if you look at piece number 6, that's the ruffle, that's where it starts. You know, the pattern change takes you maybe 5 minutes. It's just so quick and easy. I know some of you say to me, oh, I want you to do all the pattern changes. No, you don't. You can do this, okay? You can do this. When you, just a little bit of caution, when you cut this off shorter, that becomes wider. So that's why if you look at number 6, I widened the top portion of this piece slightly so that it would be a 1-to-1 across the top. So as you widen, as you naturally shorten the sleeve, it becomes wider, and so I added to the sides of each ruffle. And don't do it on one side, do it on both sides, because you want to keep the fullness. The fullness you can see is just hanging all, I don't know how I can do that. The fullness of the sleeve is hanging throughout the sleeve. It's all the way around. It's not in one place. So if you add to the width and add it on one side as opposed to both sides, it changes it up. You can see the curved edge, it stays the same. By the time you draw this out, it actually becomes a 2-to-1 fullness. I know I talk a lot about fullness, and that typically in women's wear, in adult wear, it's 1 to 1.5. With this particular look, it is a 1-to-2. So that means the measurement of this portion versus the circumference of this portion is actually double what it is up here. I left it like that because it was that way in the store, and I really liked it, and I didn't feel like it's a ruffle. I felt like it was the fullness, and so the fullness is what I wanted. I added a little bit to the bottom of the top so that it had a little bit more bell fullness, just like the sleeves. Don't get too much, because the sleeves and the top will kind of compete with one another. You definitely want the bell to stay by itself. When we go back and look at this image again, I want you to notice that it's a fitted dress. That's what shows off the beauty of the sleeves. So just be aware of that. With the neckline on this image also, you see that it's a rounded neck. If you like that, you certainly could change that up also. I knew I was going to put a scarf on it, and so I wanted that V-neck. and I went exactly by the pattern. I didn't change anything, and I absolutely love it. I just love it. It's not only, I mean, do I like the way it looks? I love the way it feels. And I think for me, a home run is when I like the way it looks and I love the way it feels. So that's the good news. All right, so easy enough. Look at those diagrams, make your top. It will just take no time at all. Construct your sleeve, just like the pattern, construct your sleeve and then put it in and then do the underarm seam and hem it. So same order, it's just your sleeve bottom is a little bigger and your sleeve top is a little bit shorter. All right, that's it. Happy sewing from Silhouette Patterns.